welcome back to another Friday night here at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Concentricity Echoes of Eden, Episode 12, Insidious Intentions. When we last left off, our party... Well, let's go with when we last began, while our party was still together. A bomb was coming, and only one member was aware. Yakruta, then and still known as Tiara, made the attempt to flee the apartment under the auspice of going to get a fix. Was prevented from doing so by our very own Mark Swank Gedge, former consortium soldier, and now, well, maybe owner of his very own restaurant with his best friend Double Z. But definitely a fugitive. Mark called out to the crew. The crew responded with Rory, Archie Edric, and Rory's, let's say, mother figure. It feels accurate. Lillian, rushing out and arguing with Yek that she could not leave no matter what they wanted or needed to do, because it would endanger the entire crew. Yek stabbed Mark. Violence ensued. Yek jumped out a window, got very hurt. Someone followed, I believe Rory. Also got very hurt. Another person followed. Archie also got very hurt. And then last but certainly not least, Mark Swank Gedge, who didn't get hurt at all. Combat in the streets ensued, broke as Yek fled, that's the word, fled the battle, heading deeper into the city and finding a entertainers club where she thought maybe she could get some work to stay undercover, and quickly found from her handler that the place of contact for her organization. As Yek fled, a bomb went off behind you in the apartment you had just left, spraying you all with rubble. A few more people got hurt, a little more. I think Mark got hurt for the first time, other than Yek stabbing him.
I had slow.
But you all navigated successfully out of the area, regrouped, and decided that your next course of action had to be to inform the Eco Harmony Collective government that this was a consortium attack, hoping to use it to gain some political protection for yourselves. However, that plan was quickly derailed by a text from Yakruta to one Dr. Archie Edric. Yeah, could you remind me what that text said?
Hey, bestie, what's up? Haven't talked to you in a whole 12 minutes. That's great. Hey, how's mom and dad? They're doing good? Well, they won't be if you don't come have noodles with me. XOXO, your BFF, Tiana, heart emoji, angel emoji, 2 beers knocked together emoji.
Wow.
To which a new plan was... In response to which a new plan was quickly formulated, with Archie going to meet Yakruta, Lillian on Overwatch to make sure Archie would be okay, and to see, well, not to make sure Archie would be okay. She very clearly said she's not stepping in to help you, but she needs to know if you get grabbed so they can try to rescue you later. And she told you being grabbed would probably be worse than being killed. Or you see, maybe it is just like, let's meet up for a couple of drinks and some noodles and I'll let your parents go free. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Yek isn't, or sorry, maybe Tiara isn't a liar. Mark's
Yeah, and it's raining men also. Hallelujah.
Edge is going to the nearest protectorate office, as we said earlier, just down the road, to file a police report, essentially. And Aurora Rory Evard is sneaking off to the train station, carrying Mark Swinkgedge's data pad, ready to deposit it after sending a text telling Archie he missed the train. And that's where we'll return to Mark Swinkgedge. Mark, you are in the alleyway outside of the supermarket. That's what I've decided to call this multi-floor supermarket horrible thing.
Okay. The strip mall. Gotcha.
No, it's like a 4-floor Walmart.
Goddamn.
Yep, you, Lillian, Rory, and Archie are here in the alleyway, having divvied up your devices and made your plans. Everyone is getting ready to head their own way. Come on.
Okay. I gotta go ahead and head in there and try to get us some kind of asylum or something.
Well, you're just supposed to file a report.
And
get
you
asylum.
got another burner phone, right? We have 2 burners now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have, or Mark has a burner, Lillian has a burner.
The 2.
Archie has Lillian's datapad and his own. Aurora has Mark's datapad and her.
So,
Okay.
Doc is going to meet with Tiara
Yeah.
because family emergency. Aurora's gonna get people off of our trail by putting our data pads on a bullet train.
By putting
And-
your datapad on to make it look like you and Archie split up.
Yeah. Sounds good. Good tactics. And then, Liliana, you and I are going into the embassy, or is it just me?
No, neither of us is going into the embassy, darling. You're just going to the protectorate force. It's like
They're taking our-
they're police. They're police.
Yeah.
Local guards of sorts. Though they are, nationalized. But no, you should be able to file a report there, and if you can manage to get us some sort of diplomatic protection or at least police protection, that'd be wonderful. But
What kind of
I think it's going to be a long process to get there by starting here, rather than by starting at the Parliament.
Do we have any proof that it was Consortium bombing at the place, or no?
You recognized the very obscure symbol and code that I told you, and memorized it. That's our proof.
Yes, I memorized it. Yes, of course.
Did you write it down, Mark?
What was it again?
I wrote it down.
Would you care to repeat it for
I
Vinny?
wrote it down because I knew this was gonna happen. Lovingly, I knew this was gonna happen. It's C512, and I believe it was the bottom right of the bomb?
Wait, bottom left.
Bottom
I was
left.
trying to make
knew
an
it was
L,
one of
and then I
those.
realized my camera's mirrored.
And it's a specific type of explosive or a specific model number that Consortium uses.
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright. Are we waiting for the doc to get back? And
No,
Aurora to get back?
we're moving now. I'll be following the dock.
Alright.
I'll be your Overwatch.
I'm going to the train station. How far is the train station from this noodle shop? Wasn't it close by?
It's pretty close by. It's like at a sprint, about 2 minutes tops.
Before we all split up, where are we meeting back up?
I think that's something we could. Well, no, because if Archie gets
Is
grabbed,
there an
All right,
alleyway near the noodle shop or something that we're?
no. I think that's something that because I'm not going to get grabbed either way. I'll message you all from my burner after things go down at the noodle shop, and then we can all pick a place to meet back up. We don't know how our scenery will have changed by then. Perhaps we will have some sort of legal protection here, thanks to Mark's efforts.
Wait,
And
okay.
just come back to the Protectorate. Perhaps,
Mark-
we've captured Yakruta and need somewhere to hold her. Or, sorry, my bad, GM mistake. Captured Tiara and need somewhere to hold her.
So Mark has Lillian's burner phone.
No,
I
Mark.
have Lillian's
Mark
burner
has his
phone.
own.
Okay.
Mark has his own
So
burner
sorry.
phone.
So
Archie
many phones.
Archie
So many
has
phones.
Lillian's real phone.
Okay, and then I have my own phone, which is all good, and I'm taking Mark's phone to the train station.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm headed, and I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna do like a swift walk to be inconspicuous, and I've got that hoodie.
Walking
on.
with purpose. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Alright.
like I'm little
Yeah. So
speed.
when we come to you and Archie, we're doing Mark right now. When we come to you and Archie, we're going to be running the beginning of your scenes concurrently because you're heading in the same direction. Mark, you're walking down the street. It's about a 3-block walk to the Protectorate office.
Walking fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, just heading to that office.
Yeah, just give me your attitude as you're moving. Like, what are you trying to project to the world, and what are you feeling yourself?
I'm gonna say he's gonna let what he's feeling actually show that he's like rattled and got some flashbacks going on through his head because bomb.
Yeah.
And he might be playing up being scared and jittery a little bit, but only to get the Protectorate to, I guess, try to get the Protectorate to believe what he's saying a little bit more, if that's
Yeah.
if it's even using
Which is
pride.
higher for you, your wisdom saving throw or your persuasion?
Would probably help if I had my character sheet up. I'm sorry. No assets. No tools. Shoot. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Gigabyte internet. Let's go.
Okay.
Persuasion or what?
Yeah, what's your what is your persuasion modifier?
+4.
What's your wisdom saving throw modifier?
Wisdom saving throw. +1.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh no! Because my
I'm going to tell you I'm going
to.
to tell you you want this to be as low as it can be.
Oh. Okay. So my rolls are go so famously well. First one is 11 on the die. Ooh. So 8. No, that's a 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 total.
Okay, 10. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. As you try to force the physical effects of and affectations of a flashback without actually having one moments after you were re-traumatized.
Well, that's a 3.
Total 3?
Total of 3.
Okay. Mark, as you are walking, it does not fully overtake you, but they're just that, like, you are still able to see the real world. It does not overtake your vision. But just in your mind's eye, you see every time you opened a door not knowing what was going to be behind it. You see a wire snapping, and you not knowing if it's just so they know you, just so they know you came in, or if it's going to set off, or if it's going to set something off. And up the street, there's a open food stall roasting meat on a skewer, and the smell just is so, it's almost the same as that electrical trap with Private Janice. And you open the door to the Protectorate.
Yes.
And you hear men chatting loudly, happily. You can't quite make out what they're saying because they are behind glass as they talk, and you do see a little receptionist's area at the front. But
I go to the reception.
go ahead and give me a perception check here.
Oh.
You can choose to make this at disadvantage if you think you are pulling your, like, if you think Mark is capable of focusing on the rill right now. You want this again to be low.
I think he's having a harder time focusing on the reel right now because that bomb blast really, really shook him.
Okay. Then go ahead and make this with just flat. Just give me a perception check. You want to be below a DC 12.
Fucking 15 plus 1 is 16.
You can hear the firing range down the hall.
Go up to the reception.
And you don't flash back to something long ago. You flash back to the last time you heard blaster fire. And you're on the train. As your vision narrows in around you, you don't begin to see the train around you, but you can only see what is in front of you, and that is the glass with the little speaker hole in it and the people behind it. You still are fully cognizant, capable of controlling yourself, but you can only see that narrow hallway directly in front of you. And all you can hear are the shots ringing out down the hall.
Try to get up to the reception.
Yeah,
and,
you can. No, like I said, you're fully in control of your body, but your mind is not fully present.
Excuse me. I need some help. I need to make a report.
Remind me, is Mark still injured?
Yes, he's at 34 hit points out of 50.
Yes. Okay, so Mark is still clearly injured. You stagger up and she's, oh my god, sit down, come sit down, and rushes out from behind the glass out to you. We'll have some, do you need an ambulance? Do you need us to call you an ambulance?
No, but I need to, there was this explosion, and I think there was a bomb.
The explosion down by Ivy and Vine?
Yeah, me and my friends, we just barely got out of it. We got ahead of it somehow. It's all a blur. I can't remember. But I don't know. I think it was a consortium bomb because the.
Okay. Let me get you an office. Let me get you a detective.
Yeah. Can I get a cup of coffee too, please?
Why don't we get you some water, and then you drink some water, and I'll get you coffee after that. Okay. And we'll get a medic out here to get you cleaned up at least.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you see she runs back behind the counter, starts yelling at people. Again, it's muffled by that bulletproof glass, but you can hear her voice coming through, just not enough to really make out words. You see her grab the phone. You can see her dial 119 from the, like, on the big digital data pad screen, or holographic, not digital. A few minutes pass. The detective comes out, and even as you start to try to explain, he sits next to you. All right, son, are you all right? Son,
Yeah, I'm.
I need you. All right,
It's just some.
all right. Let's take a deep breath with me, son. All right, in 4, hold 4, out 4.
Yeah.
All right.
I just.
All right. No. Hey, we're gonna get your head right, and then you can tell me. Right? We want it to come out right, don't we?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Hey, sip of the coffee. Focus on the taste. And he holds a little styrofoam cup, or actually, I'm sorry, not a little styrofoam, a little recycled paper cup out to you.
Takes it. Just.
Okay. Tell me 3 things about the way the coffee tasted. And I drink this coffee every day, so be honest.
Bitter because there was nothing in it besides just coffee. Just a little bit of grounds because it was a little bit gritty, and just incredibly black and old.
That's right. That cup's been sitting in the microwave since yesterday.
It's still caffeine.
All right. We've got a medic on the way. ETA 2 minutes. Let's get you looked at. And we're going to move through. If medic comes in, patches you up as the detective speaks to you. Now, our receptionist said that you were in the explosion down at Ivy and Vine.
Yeah, me and my 3 of my friends were just barely able to get out.
Where are your friends?
They are taking care of a few personal matters, and then we're gonna meet up again and hopefully be okay. We might need I don't know. We're meeting up later. They're taking care of a few things right now. I think the bomb was a consortium, and I'm just.
All right. What leads you to believe that? I don't disbelieve you. I want to be clear. What makes you think that? He's very diligently taking notes on a data pad.
For complete honesty, I'm a veteran that has worked for the consortium before, and I've been retired from them for quite some time.
Yes, we're aware. It's on your visa, Mr. Gedge.
Okay. Recently they've been tracking me and my friends down for some reason, and then they we went halfway across the world to try to get away from them, but then they sent a bomb, and one of us that was I saw the serial number. I was able to catch a glimpse of the serial number just before jumping out the window. It was in the bottom left of it, and it was a C512 bomb.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gedge. You've been a big help.
If at all.
Medic, are you done with him? Is he patched up? Good as I can get him. You can go ahead and restore 12 hit points.
Okay. Then, if at all possible,
right.
we might need some help getting protection from consortium.
So, Mr. Gedge, why don't you stand up and come with me? We'll get you behind the glass at least to keep you safe. And he leads you over, holds the door for you to walk back behind the bulletproof glass. Go ahead and give me, what's your passive insight and passive perception?
Passive perception is 11, and passive insight is that
just your insight modifier plus 10.
13.
13. This guy believes everything you've said, and genuinely thinks wants to help you out. He likes you. What you don't see with a passive perception of 12 is that as you walk through the door, he claps a handcuff onto your left wrist and then is going to clap one onto your right wrist as well. Mark Swank Gedge, you're under arrest for questioning.
What?
For questioning in regards to an act of terrorism. Mr. Gedge, I do not believe you guilty. This is merely a formality. You've admitted to knowing the make of a bomb, its placement, and having been able to escape the building before it exploded. When, from the footage we've seen, the bomb exploded on impact after you were out the window. Now, I believe your story. I'm just not sure of the details. So, when your friends show up, if their stories match yours, and everything else checks out, I would be happy as the chief of the Capital Protectorate to lodge a request for diplomatic protection for some key witnesses in an act of war.
I would appreciate that, yeah. I would appreciate it better if I wasn't in handcuffs, but protocol, whatever.
Well, you're only in handcuffs until I can get you back to cell O.
Cheerio.
And he walks you back. You walk through the jail cells, and then there's a little hallway that offsets. You can see there are only 2 cells down this hallway. And he opens up the door, and you see a lovely little office with pictures of this man with his wife and kids, a nice wooden desk.
Some swanky digs you got here, sir.
Little bit of a joke. When they retrofitted the building, there wasn't enough space for a chief's office, and no officer likes to be called to the boss's room, right?
Right.
Hence, cell O. As in, cell O shit.
You like the cut of your jib.
You are restrained to this room, though.
Yeah, I figured.
Like, you will not, the door won't open, even if you try.
I'm not in a hurry to leave.
Alright, well, you're welcome to... No, okay, you're not welcome to anything in the liquor cabinet right now. Maybe later.
Is there a stove or a microwave in here? The fridge?
I've got a little camp stove under the desk for the nights when I have to pull an all-nighter.
You got any...
Keep some eggs in the mini fridge. Seasonings.
Got some noodles?
I've got some seasonings. We can get you some noodles. We have to feed the overnight stays.
I could do some noodles and eggs.
Alright, there we are.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have someone run some down to you. In the meantime, someone just blew up a building in the middle of my capital city. I have to get back to that.
Oh,
Unless you have more information than you've already shared, Mr. Edge, now that you know where we stand.
There was another person with my 3 friends. Her name was Yakruta, but then had some kind of like facial or...
It was never Yakruta to you.
Oh.
It was always Tiara. She didn't introduce herself at the job.
Oh, okay. There was another one there that she called herself Tiara. She looked one way the first time I met her, and then like a completely physical body type the second time I met her. When I hired her as a server for my restaurant that I can never go back to, but she was in a hurry to get out of the building. That's why we chased her. We chased her out of the window. That's why we jumped out the window in the first place. And we were thinking that she was probably the reason why there was a bomb in the first place.
Thank you. That's much more accurate with what we've seen.
She is.
Were you able to capture her?
No,
The civilian videos from the area right before the bombing show that there was a fight. Or is she dead?
We tried to stop her, but she was able to get away. She's a Nova touched like me, but she's got greener, teal skin.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gedge. That'll be a big help.
Yeah.
And speaking of Tiara, you are here in the little private dressing room at the entertainers club, having just sent that message off to Archie before your rest, as you said. You didn't employ time in the message. Would you like to take your time and rest, or do you want to go there now?
I'm pretty sure in the actual original message, not my sarcastic recap of it.
You didn't give
but I had
time. You
put,
just
like,
said, meet me here.
I thought I said like a time something, but maybe not.
No,
Yeah, I think she'll rest.
You can still send another text. You know, it's not like you only get one text. It's just there's a little less
plus,
threat to. Oh, by the way, be here at 6.
What time is it like currently?
I will say local time right now. It was like 4 in the afternoon when the bomb came. So it's probably about 5:15, 5:30.
Yeah, I think she probably would say sometime late in the evening, like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah. You're sending another text to Archie. You go ahead, figure out what you want your exact wording of that to be. Let me know when you're ready to end your scene, or when we're ready to end your scene. I'll ask you what the exact wording is, and you can give it to me.
Okay.
But yeah, Tiara, you send that message off, and you lay down to rest here. There's a little like mini chaise lounge here. It's not full length, but it's just long enough that you can recline a little and put your full legs up and get some rest if you'd like here in the dressing room.
Is there like a way to access from the data pad, thinking it's kind of like a cell phone-ish thing? Is there a way to access like a bang search for a local map or something like that?
Yeah, you can pull up a local map for sure. You've got a local map built into your Tracker Jacker app.
Right. So is there like, so we're in town, but like, is there out where it kind of becomes less crowded, or is it so like overcrowded that there is no such thing as like suburbs and farmland?
I would say to get to suburbs and farmland-ish, like there is definitely that within the Eco Harmony Collective, but it would be by local transit about 3 hours.
Okay.
That's like combining foot traffic, like walking part of the way with like getting on like a train out.
Okay. And so it's not like something that somebody who owned like a personal car could drive. It would have to be like by train or
if you had a personal car, you could drive it. Go ahead and give me a lore check, just a DC 5.
$12.
What was that?
12.
5?
No, 12.
12. Okay, sorry. I was having trouble understanding you for a second there. Yeah,
No, it's okay.
You know that to get out of the like port city part of the city here, where anyone who doesn't have a disapproved visa can travel through, you would have to like undergo another background check, essentially. Not like background check where like you have to stop and wait, but they will take a closer look at your ID. You think yours could stand up to it? you don't know about like anybody else who was with you prior. If you're thinking about like trying to get, oh, we lost Huli. Should old acquaintance be? The sheer bevy of reactions that got from Vinny just dead, Maggie killing it, and Gabby joining in. I love you three. You're amazing. Well, we will begin Archie Edric's scene.
Oh boy.
And no, easy. Oh wait, I said that, but I lied. Uli, are you actually back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. We got you. I forgot where we left off already. I did too many bits.
Oh, I was just asking about like.
Oh yeah,
what the layout is. If
right now you are in like.
City or...
Right now you are in what is the capital city, but outside of this metropolitan area is like going out into eco-harmony farmlands and things where they have harsher restrictions because those are dedicated to regrowth and like things like that. So basically bypassing that checkpoint between the two in either direction, it would cause a more in-depth like visa/identity scan. You know, you could pass it. You don't know if any of your friends could, in case you were thinking of like asking Archie to meet you out there.
No. I was just kind of like trying to, while she's resting and like relaxing on that.
Understand. Get a bigger picture.
Get a bigger picture of the layout. She's used to the levels and things of transportation where she normally works, but this is an entirely foreign country that I assume she's not spent any alone time in, probably like training or
you've probably not been here like since you were like 13, if you were ever here.
Yeah, I figure probably maybe like on a trip or something at one point, but not someplace she's really familiar with at all.
Definitely not like, somewhere you've done real work at, but like somewhere where it was like, oh, we're gonna take a field trip, and your trainer was, this is a significant place because this is a significant place because.
Yeah, I think she's just like a lay of the land in the laziest way possible while she spends the time to recuperate, let things calm down. So
absolutely. Yeah, and I think you get that lay of the land of like, this is a major metropolitan area that spreads out almost as far as like the core of the Technoblock Consortium where you live, basically Manhattan sized. But it is not under anywhere near as strict of control where like they know everything that goes on everywhere in that core.
Right.
Past that, it's more like there's a series of security levels that go up the further out you get from here, because this is the port city, and while it is the government capital, the government is very decentralized as well. You know, you're never going to catch every government official here because half of them are streaming in over the neural net to cast their vote.
That's fair. I just think she wants to kind of know like what's around. She only has the passing knowledge of the train station, the apartment building, you know, the way here, the little noodle stand, so on. So it's just kind of like, you know, trying to figure out. Like,
you think this is like their cultural way station between the two sides of the world, theirs and the like corporate side of things, and that there will be the layout is very much what you're familiar with. Like near train stations, there's going to be food places, there's going to be bars, there's going to be clubs, there's going to be, you can assume the same things you would about it as you would about the areas you work in.
Okay. So I think she really just spends this time like trying to heal up a little bit, just rest, relax, get through that. She would have sent the message to Archie, that would say, let's meet later in the evening, sometime around 10, 11. That way things are a little chilled out. What day of the week is it? Is it like a weekend where it'll be like a super busy, everybody's out enjoying the night of their life?
What I'm going to tell you is this is, like I said, like population-wise more dense than Manhattan, and it's the size of Manhattan. Every night's party night.
Okay, that's fair. That was kind of where I was going next. So there'll be like the night crew will be out essentially,
Like, and I think I said it's a Tuesday because that's why the Entertainers Club wasn't open during the like day early evening.
Hey, club going up on a Tuesday. It is what it is.
Cheers.
All right, yeah. So she just kind of say like, let's meet later in the evening, and just really spend the time resting.
Okay, hell yeah. Archie, you actually get that text before you and Aurora head out of the alley.
Sounds
and
good.
We're going to cut over to you. Tiara, you can go ahead and take the effects of a short rest, in addition to the med pack healing you did last session. Rory and Archie, you now know you have almost 5 to 6 hours to kill. And Mark's in there making his report. You and Lillian looks at you both. Well, damn. Our plan was really predicated on this is happening right now, huh?
Yeah.
That is shit, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think we would have gotten out of the Palace of Vegetation in less than 5 hours, but
Yeah.
we could have, maybe it had, I don't know. Well,
I still think it would be good for me to go to the train station now.
oh, make it look like you chose to separate earlier?
Yeah.
Make it look a little less suspicious, maybe.
You're just dropping Mark's data pad on it, right? You're not going.
Yeah, after sending it.
Or
no.
are you going home and going to present yourself to your father
in
the morning?
I don't know. I mean, I have time. There's many trains. I can think about it for a minute, but
I know the latest you could theoretically get there before your father. Well, you signed yourself out from the hospital AMA, right?
yeah. And I know that I'm going to tell my dad.
Is that true? Because I believe you didn't. I believe you mind tricked the doctor into thinking you already had.
You're right. Sorry. 2 sessions ago.
So I just wanted to make sure you were aware. You're fine to say what you said still if you want, but we can also roll it back so you can edit if you want to be full honest with Lillian here. You signed yourself out from
I'd be full
AMA.
honest.
You signed yourself out from the hospital against medical advice, right?
Well, I convinced a doctor that I already convinced a doctor to let me out. So yes and
the
no.
doctor signed you out?
Yeah, I think so.
You told the doctor he had signed you out.
Okay, so no, a doctor had not signed me out.
Yeah, you basically tricked a doctor into thinking your paperwork was done. You mind tricked the doctor. I've been signed out. Oh, have a nice day.
Yeah. Okay, so my dad would see it as I checked out.
No, your dad would see it as you've gone missing.
Okay, then I think going
Like,
back is a
your
good
dad,
thing.
yeah, your dad would see it as you fully
But-
like gone missing from the hospital. Like someone,
yeah.
maybe Lillian abducted you, or
Well,
someone else.
that's why I think I need to go back, because I figured, I checked out of the hospital, was so distressed about all of this stuff, about a woman who, cared for me, protected me, all this stuff suddenly betraying me, hurting me. I just needed a break. And so I just disappeared for a little while, but not for long. And I returned back home, and, I can at least get some more information, but I don't want to lose track of everybody else in this group. And I especially don't want to lose track of this Tiara bitch for trying to bomb us.
No, I don't disagree with that.
So, I don't know, Archie.
Do we?
What do you, Lillian? What do you
No,
guys
wait.
think?
One moment.
Okay.
They don't know. They don't know you're here, Aurora. They don't know you're here.
I know.
I didn't. I hadn't factored that in. I thought we were all caught, but they don't know you. A bomb would not have
No.
come if you were here.
Exactly. That's why I think going back, or I thought about saying that I followed you because it caught you. I followed you, and then my dad tried to bomb me. And maybe milk that a little bit?
I think.
I just don't.
I think that. Rory.
Can you hear my
I
cat? I'm
think-
so sorry.
It's fine, Rory. I think.
She's hungry.
I think your father's anger at your defiance in following me would far outweigh his guilt over you almost being bombed.
Okay, then
And I
maybe
worry. And here she taps the surgical scar over her left eye.
Mm-hmm.
What that would mean for you.
The eyes, I've asked this question so many times. The eyes don't record the information, but they do like a detect magic type situation.
The eyes no longer record the information
They used
as the
to.
consortium. The consortium. Let's put it this way: the bad guy ethics committee said, "That's too far."
Probably because one of them got caught doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and they were like, "Well, okay, well, let's change the law."
I just got read to my fucking rights by Gabby there.
Yeah. Ooh, let's change the law to benefit.
No, too many men got caught cheating on their wives.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
exactly.
where I was going. I
That's-
was like,
that's what I
someone's
was
doing
thinking.
some someone's doing something.
Someone got caught at a club. Someone too high up got caught at a club. But I'm thinking I might get more information about Tiara.
The triggering incident for the whole collapse in the lore, which I'm going to dump on you now because it got brought up for the
Hell
umpteenth
yeah.
time.
Please dump on me.
The triggering
I'm sorry. Go.
the triggering incident for the outlawing of the recording eye was that a basically high up stockbroker got caught cheating on his wife with the servant who had the eye because the servant filed a complaint with the recording as evidence, having hacked her own eye by cutting it out of her head.
Okay, Volo.
It's not a pretty world, gang.
Yeah. Okay,
Like,
so
there are
do you
people
think they'd
who have
be-
it so much worse than any of your characters, except maybe Tiara.
do you think they could hack into your eye? Especially if you just betrayed.
To make me detect technology?
No, to maybe record.
Oh, darling. No, they...
Okay. I
As
just wasn't sure if any software could
No,
remain there.
For some, it may be possible. Some of us cut the camera out ourselves.
Okay. All right.
What a woman.
I think, yeah. I think me going back and explaining that I just needed to take a break because all of this crazy shit happened. And yeah, I lied, but I needed a minute. And me just saying that, knowing that I must not have been caught because my dad would never bomb a building or give a go-ahead or anything like that if I was in that building. Even though I'm not truly sure he genuinely loves me, I think he loves the idea of me and what I could be and who I could become in his eyes.
Well, I think there are a lot of things about you that you've hidden from your father. It'd be hard for him to really love you.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know you.
I don't think he'd love me either way. But beside that,
I like to think he would. But I do not think your father's love outweighs his intention.
And his love is conditional, too. If I behave, I'm loved. If I don't, it's revoked.
If you behave, he shows you.
So I think maybe me going back and then finding a way to stay in contact with all of you guys might be a good idea. But I also want to figure out who this Tiara bitch is, and I want to make sure Archie's family is okay.
Rory, I promise you, I will moment to moment tell you what is happening as I watch your friend.
Okay,
My eyes will not leave Archie, and I don't need to see to type.
Yeah. Okay. I think yeah. I think me going back is a good idea, but I need to get this information.
I think you need a better story, too. Honestly. Than I chased Lillian.
No, I don't think I like
There's
what
no
I was
record
saying
of you
is
leaving.
I didn't
You escaped
chase... No,
You
I
escaped. No, tell your father I took you from the hospital and you escaped me in the bombing.
in France?
Yes.
I should tell him I was here.
You should tell him you were here because I kidnapped you and brought you here.
Okay.
And you escaped in the bombing. That's my best idea. Because your father already wants me dead. This way he'll still trust you.
Okay.
If you have any modification, I'm happy to have less of your father's ire directed at me.
I'll do everything I can. You've been more family to me than anybody else, and I don't want this to be a goodbye in any way.
Dr. Edric, you lived in the consortium for some time. Do you have any suggestions?
Archie might. Maggie does not. Can I roll like an intelligence roll to see if I can like?
For sure. That gives me a.
Ooh, and I have an idea too.
You can guide Archie if you want as well.
Ooh. If you want, Gabby. I mean, I did just roll a 19.
Do you want to guide Archie?
Oh yeah.
Give me a little Give me a little something,
guidance
something.
for sure.
Come on. Ooh, baby. That's a 23 now.
Beautiful. And actually, make that a lore check. Make that a lore check.
So another plus. So that's a 25.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Archie, you think through everything you know about Aurora Rory Evard.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't come up with much. You met her once and she was very mean, and then she was a spy.
Yeah.
You've maybe spent all of 3.5 hours in her presence.
Yeah.
What you do know is how to program a cybernetic arm to cause a heart attack.
What would a heart attack do?
It would
And
signal
you know-
to your
and you
dad
know
that you're
that
in
for some-
trouble.
No, and you know that for someone who just disappeared from the hospital after being brutally assaulted, being found in the streets, having just suffered a minor heart attack is a wonderful alibi.
Wait, I missed the last sentence you said. I'm so
We're
sorry.
gonna fake a heart attack so you actually have a plausible story for your dad.
fake a heart attack here.
He's
in
gonna
France?
he's gonna set up your arm. No, he's gonna set up your arm so you can go somewhere, and then fake a heart attack and be found passed out in the street.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect.
Like, the idea is you will pass out with no one watching you, and then be found.
Yeah,
So
and
they
then
will-
be able to give him my story. Okay.
Yeah, and
Instead of me just suspiciously
your
returning.
story is just, well, I woke up and I felt fine, and I wanted to know what was happening with Mom, and I couldn't find you, and you weren't here, and I went to and I left the hospital looking for you, and you weren't answering my calls because
And-
you realize you've not gotten a single call or text from your father the entire time you've been missing. Actually, since you went to the hospital, you have not seen hide nor hair of him.
Of course not.
Why should he give a fuck?
I mean, his wife might be dead.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my
We
mom.
haven't confirmed that yet.
Yeah. Okay, so I need help understanding as Gabby.
Archie is going to
When
do
does my
something with your
heart attack
cybernetic
happen?
arm.
When you press the green button that Archie programs into your arm for you.
But do I have the heart attack to be found by someone in the consortium to go back to either the hospital or back to my home? Or did I have the heart attack here?
You had I mean, that's
I'm
up
sorry.
to you, the player, to make that choice. The plan being proposed is that you go back to the consortium and have a
Okay.
heart attack.
Okay,
And
that's
and like
I was
Archie
trying to
will have
understand.
programmed it so your heart looks like you had a heart attack yesterday and have been passed out on the street since. Or not yesterday, but hours ago, like this morning.
so that's another idea?
That is
like
the
another thing?
that is the like
idea.
that is the Archie's from his like expertise idea. Is what I
Okay,
want
so I
to do.
could
Like
either-
what would Archie know that would be possible here?
I could either have a heart attack or
Taken to the
say I was kidnapped.
ultimate- heart attack, say I was kidnapped, or tell your dad the truth and be like, you almost blew me the fuck up, and try to guilt him. Like, Lillian's not the expert on your dad emotionally either. She, like, no one really is except for your dad and maybe his therapist. But his
Does he
therapist.
even have one?
Yeah. The therapist can just
That's
only
upsetting.
the therapist can just only remember their sessions while in session.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Okay.
Well, it's good for doctor-patient
I didn't
personality.
say- I didn't say-
Sorry.
I didn't say the therapist was a person. We got robots for that now, y'all.
That's
Rue.
All right.
And this is where
Archie's-
we tell you this week's session is not sponsored by BetterHelp. Fuck BetterHelp.
Archie's gonna like fumble through like his pockets and pull out like a tiny like there's like tiny little like tool bags and stuff like that, but he has ones that are like basically just like screwdrivers and stuff like that. And he's gonna kind of just go up to Aurora and be like, I have an idea that could kind of give you some plausibility for your story if you just let me touch your arm. No big deal.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Lillian looks at you, Archie. Do you want to explain what you're doing with the arm before we touch it?
I kind of explained to them, like, basically what you kind of did, where I'm just, like, gonna put this programming into her arm that'll make it look like she's having some sort of, like, heart attack, arrhythmia, whatever. And look, when I was messing around with my arm...
Do you want me to get into, like, the mechanical, technical aspect of it for you?
Yes.
Or do you just want to... Okay. You're going to... I ask these things because I'm like, that would be cool, and oftentimes I don't do it because I'm like, maybe they'll just be bored.
No, I'm dumb. Please explain it.
Okay. You're going to program her arm to overload the capacitor at the... Is your arm halfway up or shoulder joint? Shoulder joint? Thought so. To overload at the shoulder joint, especially since it's the left arm, and that will cause a surge of electricity around the heart, damaging it in such a way that it looks like Aurora had a minor heart attack yesterday. What will happen is Aurora will take, in actuality, 1d8 electric damage and receive the unconscious condition for 8 hours or until treated medically. Aurora will be able to activate... Yeah. Aurora will be able to activate this by pressing a button, and the damage will perfectly mimic having just a minor heart attack because of the stress on Aurora's body over the past day.
Yeah.
Shit like this used to happen to me all the time when I was trying to repair my arm, only this time, you're doing it intentionally.
How many heart attacks have you given yourself? I'm a little nervous about this.
Archie, roll a d8.
Oh, see, I was gonna make it more than it. Can I make it more than a D8?
Can you do a D20?
D8 is going to give you... D8's going to be for the percentage that we're... D8's going to be for a percentage I'm going to propose to you. 3?
3.
Okay, so 30% of your heart attacks were accidental. The rest were testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We forget, this is a mad scientist a little bit. Like, there's a reason Archie and Tony clicked. This is the man who made Dale.
Yes.
The shotgun butt. The legless shotgun butt. Shotgun bot.
I love Dale. I hope he's okay.
He's with Tony.
Oh, so Tony's fine. Great.
I didn't say
and
that.
definitely not a spy.
Shut up.
I didn't say that either.
Okay, so here's my idea. I think the heart attack thing is a good idea, especially because I want to try and keep Lillian out of this. And I think that, I don't know, I just think that that's going to be the best option right now, and Lillian would be safer if I contacted her.
Right.
Because I want to stay in contact, but I know that they'd be tracking my phone religiously or something like that if I said that she kidnapped me.
Well, we've got some extra time. We'd honestly probably go stock up on med packs and just slather ourselves in Bacta.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So we heal up, and it looks like all of your injuries that are still sustained from the heart attack.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a good plan.
How many physical creds do you have, Aurora?
Let me check that real quick.
It should
250.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that should be enough to buy... Go ahead, and what's your HP right now, Aurora?
20 out of 26. sucks.
Yeah, that's gonna be Archie. You're at like what one heal
23
away.
out of 39.
Okay, you're a little worse off. Mark, how are you looking? Mark, you're in prison. Never mind. And you're. I'm sorry,
Here's
Captain.
the thing.
And
Using
then
my
Lillian.
credits could
Lillian
be
is at.
traced.
Okay. Well, if you have physical credits, that's why she's asking.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
These are
I
like
would have withdrawn.
this is cash. Is what she said.
Okay. I would have withdrawn.
Yeah, you said you stopped it. You said you stopped at an ATM.
Yeah.
By
For
the
sure.
hospital and got some out,
For sure.
so that you didn't leave a trail anywhere.
Okay. Here's the plan I'm kind of trying to figure out.
I just read the back chat for the first time in like 30 minutes.
What
The first new thing I saw was Tuesday in it.
Okay.
Tuesday, in it.
My favorite thing is when Vinny said
It-
realize.
oh my gosh, I want to
realize.
die. Realize. Whoa.
My favorite's Dale needs a Tucker.
Yeah, I was getting there.
I said when I typed whoa was when I missed that last sentence that you said. I went, hold on, can you say that last sentence?
Oh.
All right.
But okay.
Meanwhile, I said Justin Bieber.
Yeah, my plan is I'm going to keep MSG's phone.
Just
when
keep it.
I think so. If there's a way to Archie, can you disable any sort of tracking thing? Could you
I thought I already did.
You did not disable the tracker jacker.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, disable.
Give me a
Well,
tech check.
wait, can you actually, we want to have the tracker on when I get on the train. Can you teach me how to do that?
Can I teach her how to do that?
Give me a
probably have to roll
DC.
high.
What's your proficiency level in tech, Aurora?
I have a +3.
Okay. Do you have proficiency, or is that just your intelligence modifier?
That's just my modifier. I don't have proficiency.
Okay. Give me a DC 30 tech check, Archie. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You had to do some teaching. You had to do some teaching with your doctorate program. DC 25.
Yeah.
Can I
Okay,
guide?
That's better.
You know,
Can I-
Aurora is a self-assured enough person. I am sure Aurora would be telling Archie, "You're teaching me wrong. Try this." So yes, you can.
Okay, yeah. Be like, come on.
Okay, we're cooking with gas. Alright, so that's an 18. 18 plus 6. That's a 20. Oh, fuck.
Where are we?
I hit it. Exactly. I hit
25
a 25.
exactly? All right, Aurora, you will get Archie. Jesus fucking Christ! Never mind, you failed, Archie.
Yay!
DC 30 again.
No.
Rats!
Beans.
Okay.
Beans.
I'm kidding. Not on the street. No, not anywhere I'm going to see it, or our audience.
Oh, heavens be, no. Heavens be.
You think Gabby's gonna give that away for free?
No.
Yeah, would you like to share the message that began this?
I said, I will show you my tits if you succeed.
Okay.
As if Maggie hasn't seen anything that... We're best friends!
That's my best friend.
Fair.
He a real bad bitch, got his own money.
So you hit
Anyway.
the DC 25.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes,
You-
I rolled an 18 plus 6, that's 24,
You will
and I
gain
rolled
the
a 1 on
benefit
guidance.
of Archie's proficiency level
Which is a
Woo!
plus
That's a
6.
plus
On-
6.
on a tech check. Not just your proficiency level. Is that expertise?
Oh. No. My proficiency bonus is plus 2.
So you're proficient.
Yes.
Okay. Aurora, you will be proficient in a tech check to disable a tracker jacker.
So I will have a +5 then?
Yes, your intelligence plus your modifier.
Okay.
And you'll be able to guide yourself.
Yeah, okay, which I'm definitely gonna do. Okay, so
I'll tell you now, for when it happens, the DC for disabling a tracker jacker is 23.
okay, which I think I could do.
Yeah, it's very possible. And you've got
I'm
up
rolling
to a
Julia's
plus.
dice though.
You got
So.
up to a plus. You got up to a +9 on the roll.
Okay.
And you head off to the train station, Rory.
Before I leave, I want to ask Archie, is there anyone that you want me to contact or check in on? Because me thinking, oh, my dad is going to involve me in some more stuff. I saw acquisition forms for Archie's business. I wonder if he would allow me to know more information about that. Therefore, maybe I could contact somebody.
I give her Tony's contact information.
Okay.
Please just make sure he's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll figure out what I can about your parents, and I will text from MSG's phone once the tracker is disabled. I'll text Lillian. Because I think using MSG's phone...
Don't forget, Lillian got you a burner phone, too. That's the one
shoot. Yeah, you're
that
right.
has your phone. You have two.
Right.
You have 3 phones right now, technically. You have
Yeah.
your phone
Like
that your
drug
dad...
dealer or something.
You have the phone your dad knows about. You have the phone that you're using with this crew, and you have MSG's phone.
Okay. So, either way, I am going to keep MSG's phone because he had said he's been, like, all this crazy stuff has been happening. I wonder if there's any text that might help or something that I could send. But I will continue to stay in contact with you, but I think me going back home is going to be the best thing. And I will let you know anything I can about Tiara if I figure that out. And I know you guys are going to talk with me.
I
hope I get that chance.
I think it's a good plan, Aurora.
Okay.
I'd rather you were with me, but
I know.
Circumstances are. We'll be in touch. I'll keep you updated on Archie every step of the way. Maybe not every step, that'd get annoying, and your father would notice the phone lighting up. Whenever you text for an update, I'll respond.
Okay. I'm gonna hug Lillian, and I think I'm gonna hug Archie, too.
Aww. Archie's gonna hug back.
I'm gonna hug Archie and say, I'm gonna do everything I can to help your family, and I'll check in with this Tony person. And, let's, find out who this bitch Tiara is. Go team.
Go team.
Go team.
I'll see you soon.
And she hugs you one last time and kisses the top of your head.
Yeah.
Be safe.
How am I supposed to brush my hair? No. Okay. IRL, this is so sad.
And you head off
so
down the city streets.
Okay. I'll hop on the train and
You're able to get your ticket with 5 of your remaining cred sticks. Did you buy enough med packs to heal up?
Yeah, how much did that cost?
I'm gonna say to heal both you and Archie fully, and heal Lillian too. I'll even throw in there. It cost you 100 of your physical cred sticks.
Okay. Oh, not 1,000. Okay. Then halfway through, I'm gonna use MSG's phone to text Archie and say, Doc, you missed the train, because I knew MSG called him Doc.
Nice. Good
Doc,
touch.
you missed the train. Just so that language can be...
I do want to see... Or no, you're already on the train. That makes sense. Gotcha. Never mind.
And then I'll disable the tracker.
Try to disable the tracker jacker on the train. Cool. Go
I think
ahead
I'll do it at the very end of the ride, though.
Like, as you get back into the city?
Mm-hmm.
Like, still on the train, but pulling into the dock?
Yeah, so that they think he's in the city.
Okay. Go ahead, give me a wisdom check first.
Okay.
Or actually, What mental stat does Aurora most associate with sneakiness?
Probably deception.
So charisma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
charisma.
go
Yeah.
ahead and give me a charisma check, DC 13.
Okay. Nat 20. Thank you, Julia.
You
23.
you know that it would be much more convincing if you got off the train to disable the tracker jacker, because that would give you, that would show him departing the train and not just staying on it and coming back, right? Not just, oh well, like
Yeah.
it'd be more than, well, I faked it. Now it's, oh well, if I try to go back, I have to go through exit. I have to go through exit visas again.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll do that. I thought about doing that. That's, yeah, okay. So whenever, and then I'll maybe stop. No, MSG didn't tell me where he lived or anything like that. So
You
yeah,
know,
I guess I'll just.
And you know the name of his diner, and he lived above his diner.
I don't know if it would be smart for me to be spotted there. So I think I'm gonna go like a little near there and then disable the tracker jacker.
Very good call. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah, there's for sure
I'm gonna
consortium
say,
people around there.
you said it for me. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna disable the tracker jacker like I think like 10 blocks away from that.
Okay, beautiful.
Like real far enough away where.
Go ahead and just give me a stealth check at advantage to duck cameras.
Okay, 17 plus 2, 19.
Beautiful. You think you do a pretty good job of finding a route, like from the port over to there, where like the only camera you could be caught on is the ports, but you spotted them before they spotted you, so you're able to hunch your head down, throw the hood of your newly acquired clothing up, and be a little less seen for a moment.
Okay.
You pass through the city, and you go ahead and give me a perception at advantage too.
Okay. And then I'll disable the thing unless you want me to just roll and put it in the
This is
backpack.
on your way to the spot where you, with that stealth check, know is a good place to like duck away.
Another nat 20. What was the
Perception.
stat? Perception 22. I rolled a
Beautiful.
2 and a 20.
As you move like this, you begin to notice more than you ever have before the other people around you who are moving like you. A lot of people, head covered, hiding from the cameras above. And on a number of them, you don't see any sigil or symbol, but you see a black, brown, and yellow stripe painted on the inside of their coats.
Huh. Okay.
Flash by as they tug the hood up and the sides flare out.
I'm writing that down. You said black, brown, and yellow?
Yeah. You don't think these are people who are following you. These are just people you're passing by in the street.
Yeah.
What was the total on that again, by the way?
22.
22?
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw a guidance on that for me as well.
Okay.
Little reward for the nat 20. Posthumous.
24. 24.
You notice all of the coats, it's not the main color on all of them, but stitched into the outer lining, somewhere there is red.
So there's black, brown, and yellow on the inside, and then red stitched somewhere on
It
the
looks
outside.
like red. It looks like there's red thread somewhere on the outside, and then on the inside there is painted black, brown, and yellow.
Okay. All right. Well, that's new information that I gotta figure out. Okay. All right, Chip. Challenge accepted. I love a good puzzle. Alright, okay. So, yeah. I'm gonna, like, make a big ol' mental note of that to do
And
some
you get back into
research and
the.
thoughts.
You spot a little. It's like a little. You're actually really not quite sure what it is, but it's glass. It's a little overhang just on the side of a building here where no cameras shine. The only light is pointed straight up into the rooftops of the alleyway, not down
Okay.
below the glass.
Okay. So, as to be not watched, this
Yes.
building is...
This is a spot to be not unseen.
Okay.
To
Alright, then
pause your outward watching for a moment and know you will be safe.
Okay.
Only a moment.
Then I'm gonna try and... wait, no. I want to disable the tracker jacker, and then I also need to program my arm.
Yes. Well, your arm program is just you. It's I'll say Archie even programmed it in to be like a spider.
Oh, you're right.
Flex
You're
your
right.
hand
You're right.
a certain
Okay,
way.
yeah.
You can flex your hand a certain way, and it just happens.
Yeah.
Archie, I did forget to make you make your tech check for that. Since you've done this so
Okay.
many times for yourself, with
Yes.
such a high percentage of them being intentional, you could do.
Yay!
And since this would have happened when Aurora was present, you can also get guidance.
Yeah.
The DC,
Yay!
I was going to tell you the DC before you rolled, but
Well,
don't
fun
tell
now.
me the answer yet. The DC was 17.
Maggie rolled a 22.
Beautiful. Aurora, you tell me what you do with your arm, like just by thinking about how you want your arm to move to cause this heart attack. When you are in perfect position to do it and be discovered afterwards and be delivered safely home, but not seen doing it.
I think that it would be, something like me stretching my arm, and then when I'm stretching it, I have my hand here, and then I can press a button, because it would look like, oh, my left arm's uncomfortable. This is like a heart attack about to happen, and then, so I think it would be like on the back of my shoulder, underneath something hidden, so it's not like very visible, like what I would hit, but I could like just stretch my arm a little.
I think it's a piece of your arm that's already there. This is a program into your arm, not like Archie. Unless Archie,
Okay.
Actually, Archie, would you like to make this a DC 30? I will allow you to burn I forget what it's called, but you're essentially your bardic
My
inspiration.
potent aptitude.
Potent aptitudes on yourself for this check. Or I will allow you to give up a piece of your arm.
Ooh, to put a button there?
To give your arm an extra feature.
Okay.
Which I promise is a reward.
So what happens? What happens
Well
if I
worth the
fail
burning.
the check?
You break that piece of your arm that you were trying to install.
I would like to pass on that opportunity then.
Okay.
I'm not breaking my arm. I'm
No,
sorry.
it wouldn't
Gabby.
break
I
your
love
arm.
you.
It would just break that piece. Essentially, you would have disadvantage on dexterity-based checks that involve your hands.
Oh, hell no. Not if I'm about to get got in the next scene.
Yeah.
No, like sleight of hands, specifically, would be the thing. You'd have disadvantage on sleight of hand until you got repair.
But it also could be fixed, yeah.
Yeah, you could repair it.
And I would have been there, so I can probably give you guidance, and then you'd have potent aptitude as well.
Yeah.
So
you'd have advantage, guidance, potent aptitude. And you can burn as many potent aptitude as you want.
Oh, hell yeah, then why not? Let's go. I only have 2, but that's fine.
Okay.
let's do it.
Alright.
Give me this roll.
14 plus 6, that's a 20.
20.
Alright.
Burn. Go ahead and roll the guidance.
Guidance got me up to a 23.
23. Go ahead and roll your first potent aptitude.
Now this
You
is
can't
very
succeed.
doable.
You can't succeed on this.
Alright.
Right? Your potent aptitude's a D6 or a D4?
D4.
Yeah, so you can't succeed on this, but you can get close. You will have to burn them both.
What is that? That was a 23, so that's a 25. I'm not gonna make it.
Do you want to burn the second potent aptitude, or do you want to fail?
I'll fail. I can't. I
Okay.
want to save that last one.
Then you don't get the bonus feature, but you can still choose to use a piece of your arm in exchange for disadvantage on sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'll do the piece of my arm.
Okay, you know which of the servo motors in your arm it is that causes that fault,
Yeah.
and as a young boy who grew up in the consortium, you knew the body hacking phase, and when you were unfortunately forced to rejoin with it, you remembered a few of your old tricks from before your dad caught you.
We were all young and dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know how to create a two-way channel between the link, this servo motor, and the one right below it, that will take advantage of basically AM radio waves,
Okay.
cross-continental radio, and allow instantaneous communication through electrical impulse. If you burn your last potent aptitude and roll a 3 or a 4, this is real good.
Does it?
Think about it. Who are you
Aren't
going
they
to give one to in your next scene? It's just you and Lillian watching to see what happens.
That's,
Also,
that's true.
Do they come back after a short rest or a long rest?
I think short, right?
Short or long. It's either or, baby.
Nice. Well, yeah. 4? Beautiful. You also take the nerve that attached to that servo motor, now useless, right?
Yeah.
And wire it in, going up the neck for Aurora with her permission to allow telepathic communication between the two of you.
Whoa!
Oh, yes!
Oh!
Maggie, you're definitely seeing my tits after this. Oh, yeah.
If only we had... Jesus fucking Christ, oh my god. Groovy, great, awesome, wow. Boy.
Oh my lord.
Christ.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah.
Lord to have
Anyway.
mercy.
Great googly moogly.
All right. Anyway, this is cross-continental. You are limited to 3 times per day.
Okay.
Other than that, you can do text-based, but that will require a DC 10 insight to understand the message each time, because it'll basically be sending pulses to each other, like Morse code almost.
Ooh.
The 3 times a day, is that like
It's
I can
like-
say
it's like
as
sending-
much as
it's
I
like-
want? Or, okay, I was gonna say...
It's like
if
sending
it was
almost.
sending
We're
the
going to
25
say,
words.
since it's thought, though, we will say, I'm going to put a time limit on it. I'm going to say 1 minute real time
Okay.
each. So you can say 1 minute. Basically, if you're having a full conversation, I'll clock you out for 2 minutes.
Okay.
But this is it will be happening at the speed of thought.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So in game, it'll be less. depending on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Or you finish all of your tasks before.
Well, I haven't done the tech check to disable the tracker yet.
Oh, okay, you haven't. My bad.
Which is
We did so many tech checks with Archie, I lost track.
I know. You know,
Honest
I'm
nerd.
cool with forgetting.
No, we're gonna do it. You have a
No,
+5 and you
rats.
can guide yourself.
Okay.
Mark, don't worry, we'll be getting you out of prison soon, and you'll get
Yeah.
to try to blackmail Archie.
What was the DC?
I think I said it was 22.
Yeah, I definitely failed that. I
What
got
was
14.
the total? 14?
I got 14. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say less than 10 under. You know you failed to disable it.
All right, then I'm just gonna.
You know how to disable it for sure, as well. I'll say.
That I was about to say. I'm just gonna break the phone.
Yeah.
And toss it. And stomp on the phone.
You stomp on the phone. I think with your earlier stealth and perception and nat 20 on understanding of like hiding a trail, you know not to drop the phone in the same place that you break it, and you move back out from where Mark's shop is across town towards your home district. And you actually head closer to the hospital, somewhere you would have feasibly wandered on foot before your...
I was thinking, is there a park nearby the hospital?
Yeah, I think that's
what I
what
would
I
have
think
gone to contemplate.
I think that's where you head, is a park halfway between like the hospital and your home, because there's a hospital 6 minutes from your house. Why wouldn't there be? Your father paid to not paid, but your father donated to choose where it was built.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit on a bench.
And
Before I got there, I'm taking that hoodie off.
Yeah, I think you drop the phone en route. You get back to your clothes, the ones you got back in the hospital, because your things were in the bag beside you.
Yeah, and I want to find a good place to hide my burner phone so that like it doesn't.
I can say you hide your whole like fit and everything in a good spot with. Give me a DC 10 investigation or lore, and you can guide yourself.
Another nat 20. So
Jesus fucking Christ!
Thank you, Julia. And then I got 24 from that guidance. My goodness! I told you.
You tell me. No. You want to talk about you told me. You want to talk about you told me. You tell me where you hide your shit. You've been working undercover with Lillian, passing information for a few months. It would make sense that you would have gotten yourself a hidey hole. You can have anything up to like a secret apartment if you want.
Oh my word. Honestly, I think that
not one that you rent either, one that you bought.
Yeah, I think that like a secret apartment would be a good idea. So I probably would have dropped that off, and it's probably really close by.
Yeah, I think
if
think
possible.
if you want, it overlooks the park, and the reason there's a blind spot in the park where you can have your heart attack off camera is because you've been here before scouting the place for your bolt hole.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I would not have bought it in my own name, though.
Yeah, no, this is bought under one of your many false corporate identities. This is owned by a shell company that's owned by the sovereign, that's owned by the Synarchy, that's owned by a consortium shell, that's owned by an Eco-Harmony Collective Foundation for the Homeless, that's owned by a defunct member of the Neural Nexus who had it repossessed and was given to, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Every one of those companies' names sounds like an actual person's.
Yeah.
This is owned by John Stamos, who's a registered
Yeah,
LLC.
right?
John Stamos reference.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna drop my stuff there and then head down to the park and what, did you
Chip,
read the
this
back
is your
chat?
Chip, this is your fault for checking the back chat.
Yeah.
There's so many
We
other
have
fake
we
names
type
that
like
I
this
have.
all the time, and you
We
never
do that
notice.
before, Maggie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for distracting us.
No,
Yeah.
it's all good.
I had to stop seeing the tits thing.
Yeah.
Had to look away.
Or Pags Bungent would be the name it's under. Smeggy
What?
Blevin. Something.
Okay. What's the inside of this apartment look like? How, like, is it very sparse? Is it empty? Is this like
It's minimal. It's minimal. There's, a couch with a fold out bed to crash on if need be. Honestly,
safe
there's
house.
probably Huh?
Like a safe house kind of vibe?
It really is. It's honestly like a loft. There's it's all one room. Upstairs there's like a desk and computer and stuff like that, or whatever that thing is that I did with the thing and
Nexus Jack.
Nexus, yeah. But there's stuff like that. I probably
do you think you have a full suit here, or do you think you just have the jack for your arm?
A full suit. I would have done that.
You would have splurged.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking. And yeah, I think you drop your stuff off. You've got a little safe that you can lock it in here, even to keep it extra hidden behind like a painting on a wall, or like a photograph or something. I don't know. But you head out down to a park bench, not one right underneath the window, of course. That'd be too clear.
Oh,
but
yeah.
A little ways into the park. And how did you decide it was activated?
Like stretching my arm.
Oh, yeah.
As if
You
I'm having
stretch your
arm
arm.
pain.
You stretch your arm, and you feel that servo just click just right, and the jolt. Blackness.
Okay.
Archie Edric. Mark, your time is passing as it is. Actually, is there anything you want to do here in Cell Block O?
Well, it's the chief's office, essentially, and he told me not to touch anything.
He didn't say not to touch anything. He just said don't get in the liquor cabinet. It went right after you've just had a flashback.
Well, I'm gonna...
A little more politely than I just put it.
Right. I won't touch the liquor cabinet. No, that's I'm gonna, I guess, bide my time a little bit to get bored after a while and start, I guess, looking through filing cabinets and see if I see anything that catches my eye.
Hell yeah, give me an investigation check.
Investigation. -1? It's 11!
Hey, 11's not bad. That's better than average. On an 11, you find some active crime files. You find some persons of interest. Nothing that really catches your eye. And then you find a file deep in the back of CIs. You pull it out, and every page in it is blank. But the paper itself is textured, not in any way that feels like letters, but in a way that doesn't feel like standard printer paper.
Is there a lighter around here?
A what?
Heat.
A lighter?
Can I get heat off of that that like personal stove thing he had?
Yes, you can. You can get heat off of that for sure.
I'm gonna take one of the pieces of paper and just kind of like gently over the heat of the stove, personal stove thing, and see if that shows up anything.
No. It's not the heat that changes things, but the light. You can see these patterns a little more clearly, and you do not know what they say. They're not a language that you know, but you can tell that something is something is depicted in some way through the pattern on these, because they vary, but they are similar enough that there is some form of writing or communication depicted in it, whether it needs to be run through a machine or something to be understood, or if there's some special way to read it, you don't know.
I guess.
But you hear the door creak behind you, the wooden door.
I try to put the thing back as quickly as I can. And
Yeah,
stealthy.
Yeah, you put it back as quickly as you can and be stealthy. Give me a sleight of hand. DC 11, sure. We'll make it the same as the investigation check.
It's all natural.
It's all natural, baby. And the dice taketh away. You go to stuff these papers back in the folder. You get them back in the folder. You know, like the intelligent man who worked in the military searching for documents you are, do close the drawer while you're looking through the folder, because it's easier to hide a folder than hide the open drawer silently. You've got the folder, you've got the documents in it, but the drawer is already closed.
Yeah.
What do you do with the documents? Do you set them on the desk? Do you stuff them somewhere on your person? You've still got your, full kit and everything. They didn't even disarm you. They just brought you back here and said, stay.
I try to slip it in between the filing cabinet and whatever it's like right next to. For right now.
Okay. What is your dexterity modifier?
Modifier. +3.
+3? Okay. Mark, how are you doing? Chief walks in.
I'm doing pretty good, I suppose. I got some noodles and eggs going. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it smells good. I can smell it, and I wanted to come check in on you. You got enough for a second bowl, or at least a bite for an old man?
Oh, of course, always hospitality. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, we haven't seen hide nor hair of your friends yet, Mark. I'm hoping they'll show up soon and we can get this all figured out. But
I was gonna say, how do you know that they look? But then you mentioned the cameras before, seeing us all jump out of the building. Anyway, so you already know what they look like.
well, you also went viral on the Nexus.
Oh, did we now?
Yeah, big fight at a port town with an explosion soon following. Yeah, that kind of thing goes big, especially in the capital. When
Fantastic.
one of the people who narrowly escaped the explosion is recognized as war hero Mark Swank Gedge, thought to have been kidnapped by a friend, Zoran Zoth.
He didn't kidnap me. Like, I got him out of his apartment. I got him out of his apartment because there was fucking consortium.
Look, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what the story is on all the
Great.
medias, not the real ones. They're more focused on the explosion, but the kids.
Oh, the tabloids and stuff. Yeah.
Well, tabloids are a thing of the past, Mark. Nobody wants to sit down and read through all that data. No, now the kids are getting it downloaded into the retina, because if you don't have to let the light pass, you can just watch it with the thought.
Never did understand that.
Yeah, well, body hacking has its ups and downs. Always swings back. Weird way to see things, though, right? Always through that like filter of is it are they just blowing it up? Is it all fake? Is it for a view?
I think like after a while you would have a hard time determining what's real and what isn't, like a psychopath, but not actually having the mental thing.
Yeah. Weird way of seeing things. Speaking of seeing things, he nods at the file folder wedged between the wall and the cabinet. Got curious?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't blame you. It's been a few hours.
It's
I left you with almost nothing to do. I get it, Mark. You're in a foreign land. You just had something bad happen. I looked into you. You did a lot of good work with the Nexus, according to your bosses. My personal beliefs don't quite align with the war, but not every foot soldiers do either, as I'm sure a man reporting a consortium bomb in foreign territory would agree.
Yeah.
Why don't you sit down with me, Mark?
I'm already sitting down with my bowl, but okay.
Oh, I meant over here. And he gestures at the little table that the liquor. It's not a full liquor cabinet, but it's like a little display case set into the corner of the table. He's like inviting you for a drink.
I could use a drink. Yeah, sure.
Pours you each a dram. Let's talk man to man, Mark. Grunt to grunt, right?
Sure.
I might be the chief, but end of the day, I'm security forces. I don't make the political decisions, but you stay in this town long enough, you keep your ears open, right?
I mean, you have to. You
You hear
hear
things.
something somewhere, yeah.
Well, and you're arranging security for all the people who are making moves and shakes, and sometimes some of them owe you a favor, right? Or they think you can be trusted. You wouldn't be the chief if you couldn't. I'm going to share a secret with you first, Mark.
That's an awful lot of trust you're gonna have in me, but I'll
It's a pretty open secret. It's not one that the consortium doesn't already know. It's just one they don't want you to.
You don't want me to? Okay.
Not you specifically, just the average person. Would you mind telling me what that file cabinet's made out of?
The file cabinet?
You look at it. You look at it. It's a wooden filing cabinet.
I mean, it's wood, which is strange for
This
this
desk?
day and age. Look at the desk.
Wood.
Okay, now how do you have wood?
Oh, well, people have wood everywhere, Mark, but here in the collective, we've made it our job to harness the world that is and bring some things back that used to be.
I don't think I've seen a tree in at least a few decades. How?
Well, you've seen the chit-fed trees for certainly, chef like you.
Yeah.
Not good for solid construction, though.
Look at the table. Oh, it's wood. This is wood. You have a lot of wood. How?
I'd like you to say hello to Roth.
Ooh.
Just say it. Say hello to Roth.
Say hello to Roth.
That works. And you feel the room rumble around you. Give me a perception DC 5.
The fuck?
Perception DC 5.
That's a 7.
7? That passes the DC 5.
Finally!
What? Remind me what Mark's rank was when he retired.
Fuck.
I believe we said.
Was it captain or?
I think we said Lance Corporal.
Lance Corporal. Okay.
Yeah. Low Lance Corporal Gedge. As the room rumbles around you and every wooden thing in it speaks out with one low voice. Roth is our office.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Roth is our office.
Your office.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, once you know how to program a consciousness in binary, it's not that hard to get plants growing in concert. Once they know how to grow, they can teach themselves to grow better, bigger. So, say hello to Taroth.
Hello, Taroth.
He's been... watching's not the right word, but... sensing you in your stay.
Okay. That's, you programmed a consciousness into wood?
We set wood up to grow. I think, you know the bonsai tradition? Yes, right? Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it from a few customers.
Shaping a tree's growth through restriction and guidance.
Yeah, it's a type of meditation for some people.
Yes, we've done it with Taroth at a increased pace based on some research from our founders.
Okay.
Many of our buildings are based on this leap in biotic technology. There is a reason.
Technology.
Biotic.
That's the first. Did not know there was such a thing. Okay.
Well, wouldn't do for the consortium to tell people there's a land where trees are so aplenty that they grow them into houses, when wood is such a luxury, would it?
You grow trees into houses? Holy... Wait, I look at the walls and the ceiling.
Yeah, no, it's all wood. You can see like where the wood has been painted over to look like that. Like it doesn't look like brick, but it's like white or black or brown, but a painted color rather than like raw wood. But yeah, everything is wooden.
Okay.
And you realize you have the full realization you are inside a talking and observant plant with enough intelligence to communicate information that it is told.
Okay. It's a little unsettling, because I've never... It's... little unsettling. Have another shot.
Oh, we grow them as cribs for our young. Very good at monitoring them. No, I'd like
Use
you
them
to
as
place in
baby
me
monitors.
baby monitors, cribs,
Shut.
school buildings, the Palace of Vegetation,
How's a vegetarian? What? What's that? I don't think
uh,
I've ever heard of that.
our Capitol building,
Oh,
where the Parliament is held. Not all of our buildings here in, the core of Old Paris are, a vegetation. As a, how do we say, acknowledgement of the city's history and of our visitors' predilections. After all, as we've observed, he gestures at you, it makes some people quite uncomfortable.
well, not so much uncomfortable. I mean, another living thing, whatever. But
I
it's
just
just
wanted you
culture
to
shock, I
know.
guess.
I just wanted you to know once that you were being watched. There is a reason you were trusted in here.
I understand that now.
And I understand the impulse to activity, especially as you did not attempt to steal the documents. You were merely curious about them. So I will forgive it. It is as it never happened. Oh, look, I must have dropped them. And he puts it back in the filing cabinet. Now,
Hey,
I would like some trust from you. Where could we find your friends? Do you know where they were headed? What the business they had to take care of was? We want to keep them safe, and we want to bring them in. I will burn every bit of influence I have to make sure that this attack upon yourself, them, and my country is not treated as nothing.
when you say treated as nothing, do you mean me and my
I
friends
mean,
kept
I mean,
safe?
we will keep you safe, and we will avenge ourselves upon those who did it. And I believe you that it is the consortium, and I will fight to prove it every step of the way.
Can I give an inside check on him?
100%.
Okay. 18.
This man 100% believes every word you have told him since you admitted that Tiara was like a consortium agent and you jumped out the window following her and then the bomb hit and you're sure it was the consortium. Like, since you came clean, you think he has believed every word you said and you do not think that he is lying to you.
Okay.
You think he passionately believes the words he is speaking and that he is furious that the consortium would dare attack this country, even here in the port, where it is almost neutral territory.
All right. I don't. We made plans to, after we took care of everything, to text each other and meet up somewhere safe. I know.
All right, ask
I know
them
he
to
was
meet
headed.
you here, please.
Okay. Just so everything's on the table. One went to the train to drop off some data pads to throw the trackers off. One went to meet someone else, meet TR at a noodle bar because they threatened.
Did you catch the
Tiara.
name of the noodle bar?
Did
You
I?
did not. It has always been referred to as the noodle restaurant by the port.
No, it's just they said.
Archie has an address pin for it, but in the things that have been read, he did not read the address aloud. It was just Lil will follow you, everyone else will split.
It's just They just said noodle bar by the port. I don't know the address or the name.
Oh, damn it. There's only about 120 of those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that depends on whether the port is, the port city, the actual port itself. Lord. All right, well, that's it. That's all you had to share? That's everything? That's not I'm asking because that's not good to go on. Like, if you have more, it would be helpful. But that is, that's okay to be all you have.
I know that one of our group was following the one going to the noodle bar because of their family's emergency, because Tiara. So they got back up with there, but I'm still waiting to hear back from everybody else before I can actually communicate.
All right, so the Tiara, who you said was the consortium agent, will be there?
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
Why?
All right. Okay. And he goes on to interview you more, just to make sure just checking your story against his. Are you doing full disclosure here?
Yeah.
Is there anything you're keeping back?
I trust him.
Okay.
Cool. I feel like he's being completely honest to me, so no.
Okay, hell yeah. I just wanted to check. Even with trust, you're allowed to keep things back. But cool.
He sees another military police.
Yeah, you see a guy who you relate to, 100%, who is trying to help you and is in a position to help you, and has genuine reason to be on your side. Absolutely. Yeah, he continues not to interrogate, but to ask you and clarify over and over. Does get to the minutia of okay, and where did you buy the burner phones? Because maybe we caught one of them on camera, and maybe we could ping that phone to see ping Archie's phone to see where the message from Tiara came from, and then we can figure out what noodle bar she's going to, by what district she's in, and so on and so forth. And we're gonna cut to Tiara at, we'll say, 9:30, 10, depending on what time you decide to meet Archie. I know you said 10 to 11-ish, and it's about a 30-minute walk from the club you're at to the noodle bar. Things have started to pick up into the night, but the sound is dampened enough in the room that you can continue to rest if you'd like.
Okay. I think she would prepare kind of early and kind of scout areas out. She would go out in disguise because that's obviously something that's important. And she will take her tracker droid with her to kind of scout out, and she'll find a place that she could see the noodle bar from, but is out of direct sort of line of sight, if that kind of makes sense.
Okay, so my thoughts there would be to have line of sight to it and it not have line of sight to you. You'd probably want to go up, because people don't look up that often.
That was my thought, but I wasn't really sure how the buildings kind of are, if they're mega buildings where they're 300 feet up, or if there's...
These are more the tallest of them is probably 8 stories.
Okay. So yeah, she would want to scout around to see if she could find...
Go ahead, give me... I'm going to say investigation for this.
Okay. Um, 16.
Okay, 16. And I'm going to say, since you're using your droid, you can actually have advantage.
Okay, that might be helpful. No. Also, since I'm out in public, I would like to be stealthed as well if I can.
100%. And go ahead and give me your disguise check as well.
What do you want for that, performance or?
I think we were doing performance for you, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's a dirty 20 for my disguise. And for my stealth, it's a 21.
All right, cool. You are very well hidden and disguised enough that you're not going to be, like, even if a camera catches you, you're not going to be recognized unless it is focused on you and someone is watching that video looking for you specifically, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool, Vinny. You're just in jail right now. It's okay.
She just really wants to kind of look around and find some vantage points because really she doesn't think that Archie would come alone anyway.
What was the investigation check? Did you make that yet? 16?
Yeah, 16.
I think you find like a fire escape on the side of the building where you can stay on the stairs and be mostly obscured.
Okay.
By the stairs themselves, but can still like line your eye up to peek through, see down the side of the building and across the street into the noodle stand.
Okay.
Or into the noodle bar. So like you'd be looking through the gap between the stairs into the window from across the street.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that's what she would do. She would find
you'd have a good view of the door so you could see Archie walking in, for sure.
Yeah, that's what she would do. She wouldn't go direct. I mean, my plan all along has pretty much been not to go directly because she doesn't trust them. And knowing what she knows from what her handler said about the wanted individual and all the things that have occurred, she just really doesn't really trust anybody much right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to say, you said you're getting here pretty early? Like how early?
Yeah, so I said between 10 and 11. So she would probably do this, probably get to a good vantage point about 9:30 just in case they showed up early and then split up beforehand, so on and so forth.
Okay. And I will say if you were checking the tracker jacker, you saw Mark split like minutes after you sent the text message about the bomb. Or not about the bomb, about killing mom and dad.
Yeah, she doesn't trust any of them, so.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna say give me one more stealth being hidden here. Yeah.
Okay, that is 23 this time.
Okay, cool. Archie, what time do you head out to get to the noodle bar?
Trying to think. I think he would try to leave at a reasonable time, like at least try to get close to, if not like a few minutes late than anticipated for the speed up.
So, are you trying to get there in the 10 to 11 window still?
Yeah, definitely.
But like a little after 10?
A little after 10, yeah.
Give me a time.
10:15.
10:15, gotcha. So yeah, Archie, I'm going to say just for fun, because you're unfamiliar with the city's pedestrian traffic patterns, you arrive at 10:19. 4 minutes later than you meant to.
Hey, it's a big city. It's my first time here.
Yeah, still well within the time frame.
I am a tourist.
And you are walking up to the noodle bar. Like you can see it. You can see it just like a block up the street on your left, on the side of the street you're on.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
10.
Okay. Describe your behavior to me right now.
Archie's really tense right now. He's walking into this almost certain that he's probably not coming out of this.
Okay.
And he's trying to play it as safe as he possibly can for now, and his, like, hood's up. He's trying his best to just blend in and not be, like...
Alright.
And just try to, like, be seamless as possible.
I'm gonna say that feels like a little bit of a disguise check to me as well.
Okay.
I don't think you have a disguise kit or disguise kit proficiency.
No, I just have a hoodie.
So I'm gonna say this can either be... What's your charisma modifier?
+1.
Okay. This can either be a performance check at disadvantage or a flat d20 roll.
Let's go flat d20. I trust the d20 a bit more than I do rolling with disadvantage. Be good, be good, be good, be good. That's a 19.
Beautiful. What's your passive perception, Yak? Or you're actively looking. Go ahead and make me a perception check, please. I'm going to say... Across the street. I'm going to say at disadvantage.
Okay. All right, so they're only one different from each other, so it's a 22. And
22.
passive is 4.
You spot Archie walking up to the shop, hood over his head. It doesn't look like he's like fully hiding, and it looks like he's not like doesn't have anything hidden under the jacket that you wouldn't have already like seen on Archie. It's more just like, I don't want people to notice me while I do this.
Okay. And can she kind of try to look around and see if she spots any of the others in the area?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can either like take enough time to look around and see if you and make sure you don't see any of the others and roll like flat, and that'll give Archie some time where you're not looking at him to have things happen. Not that you don't know that Archie knows you're looking at him, and Archie might not know you're looking at him as far as Yak knows. But you can take your eye off Archie and make sure you're clear, or you can keep an eye on Archie and roll a disadvantage to check for everyone else.
I actually wanted to use my tracker droid.
Okay. I'm going to say that'll be a flat roll then.
Okay.
Or what's your tracker droid's perception stat? It'll be a flat roll if you use your tracker droid's stat.
I have the spell, but I don't, or the tech casting ability, but it doesn't actually provide the tracker droid stats. Let me see if there's...
I think I have them. Yep, got it. It's got a +3 to perception. So you can make it flat with its perception modifier, or you can make it at disadvantage with yours if you're actively continuing to keep an eye on Archie rather than like letting it. Or you can like let it run autonomously and keep an eye on Archie, or you can look away from Archie to like direct it. That's the. I'll send you the stat block. It's got a thing called interface tracking protocol where you like can get advantage, which would cancel out your disadvantage by actively using it.
Yeah, how far? Like, what's the feet distance from where I am to the area?
From where you are to the other side of the street is about 60 feet. From where you are to the door of the noodle bar is about 70.
Okay, because I have if I'm within 100 feet of my tracker, I can communicate with it via my tech focus, and additionally, as an action, I can see through the droid's vision and hear what it hears until the start of my next turn.
And that's what I'm saying. If you do that, you're not going to be able to see Archie.
Yeah, that's fine. I kind of just want to use it to roll around the area out there, see if it can see anybody else, sort of.
Okay, so you're gonna use your droid, take your eyes off Archie, and look for anybody else. Go ahead and give
Yes.
me that perception check.
So it's my +3.
+3. What is it? You're using yours, and you have advantage.
You said
from-
the. Oh. Okay, so if I'm using mine.
Yeah, you're using its eyes
So
to use your perception, and you get advantage
all right,
from the
so 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
You do not see anybody else with Archie.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just get my normal vision back, and I think she's gonna wait and watch the entire hour until around 11 o'clock, just to make sure that nobody is like, coming in and around. I mean, she'll be like actively watching the outside of the building and so on.
Gotcha. I think maybe you set the tracker droid to watch if Archie comes out the door if Archie goes in. Actually, Archie will snap back to you. What do you do as you walk up to the door of the noodle bar?
Archie just kind of like tries to act business as usual, and just grabs something to eat, and sits down at like a far corner like table in the restaurant and checks his data pad one more time before he has to go into this meeting.
Towards the back of the restaurant.
Yeah.
You check your data pad. No new messages, but you do still see those top 4 conversations with Yek, your mother, your father, and Tony. Or Tiara, your mother, father, and Tony.
I think he's kind of just scrolling through all of his old messages with Tony. Out of habit.
Yeah.
And Archie kept their data pad, right?
Yeah.
Archie's tracker is still on, I believe, but Archie has the option to turn it off.
Okay.
Is what we said by getting a DC 25 on the DC 20.
Okay. What other kind of things are around here?
I'm gonna say there's like a coffee shop. There's a bank. It's a standard city corner.
Okay. So there would be like a coffee shop also kind of in near the area where we would...
like, I'll say like the fire escape, like that you're on the ground floor, is a coffee shop. So across the street from Archie, or from the noodle bar.
Okay. I'll send a text to Archie that says, leave your data pad in the booth and go to the coffee shop over here. Duncan Tim's coffee shop over here.
You get the text, Archie?
Do I have Lillian's burner number?
You do. You also have the Lillian's phone.
I'm gonna text from Lillian's phone to Lillian's burner about moving over to the coffee shop.
Nice. And you drop your data pad.
Yep.
You leave it in that back corner booth all the way at the back of the restaurant, so the location pin shows that the data pad is definitely inside it.
Yeah.
And you walk out. You go to cross the street, and a bus hit. No.
Damn it!
There
that would happen!
Between the coffee shop and the noodle shop, is there any, like, alleyway?
No, it's just across the street.
Okay. So they don't have like a behind where the trash cans are or anything like that.
There's the buildings. So these are like two-faced buildings. The building has backs directly up onto something else on the other side.
Okay.
There's not an alleyway between. There's the little alleyway that the fire escape you're on is in between this building and the next.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there's like other alleys around or if it's just this one.
Looks like it's just this one on this side of the street.
Okay. So she'll go down the fire escape and turn in the opposite direction of the coffee shop.
Okay.
Go down to the next corner, the next block corner, and cross, and then come back across.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No. Let me know where you're heading to. Let me know where your end point is.
So she's going to go to the coffee shop, but she's going to go, instead of going down and to the right where the coffee shop exactly is, she's going to go down to the left, like counterclockwise instead of clockwise to meet to the same point. Just in case there's somebody watching that she didn't see, that she's got some time to sort of maneuver herself.
Give me a stealth check. I'm going to say since you're not going very far, you're basically walking a loop, you're going to make it with disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's disadvantage because I got a nat 20. With disadvantage and my stealth, it's an 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, she's just kind of going down and around, right? Like the long way. So that way, in case anybody's following, she kind of...
Yep,
she's by herself on an operation that is way above her pay grade at this point, and she's a little freaked out.
Holy, I understand. You made the point. We do got to keep moving.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what she does.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we got to keep moving.
Yeah. So she goes to the coffee shop.
Yeah, you walk in. Archie, have you like gotten a drink and gotten a table or something?
Yeah, Archie just kind of orders like one black coffee and like tries to find the least crowded area of the coffee shop.
Yeah, you find a little. You actually see there's a little conference room in the back with like a 5-seater table. That it's unlocked. You could just go in there. It's like for public use.
Okay, he'll go in there.
Yeah. You go in there.
He's gonna text Lillian what room exactly he's in.
That reminds me. At any time, Gabby, you can interject and ask for an update from Aurora. Say you texted her for one, since you know what time frame this is happening in, and it's this would be occurring while you're on the train still.
Wait, I can just text and ask for an update?
You can text Aurora and ask for an update at any time.
Lillian.
Or not Aurora, Lillian, and ask for an update.
Okay. I was so confused. I was like,
yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to be
asking... text Archie, it might be a bad idea.
That'd be a very bad idea.
I'm texting Lillian. I trust her more.
Lillian's burner, not Lillian. Yeah, I have Lillian's phone.
You tell me who you're contacting, and I will ensure it goes to the right phone because your characters would be able to keep track of it. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'll make sure. I'll even make sure you use the right phone unless I specifically ask which phone are you using.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely texting Lillian like any updates, and she might have sent me that thing that Archie sent to her, I'm sure.
Yeah, she sent you the update on Archie's location. You get back. I spotted her. Didn't have a clean shot.
Shot ... question mark. Kill ... question mark. Picture ... question mark.
She's more used to a stunned. I lost her for a second there, though. I'll let you know if I find her again.
kill? ... question mark.
She just replies to her last message. She's more used to us stunned with a dot.
Oh, okay. And then I sent, okay, heart.
All right, got to get my eyes back on her, and if I can use my hands to move the scope, it'll make it easier. Bye. Love you.
Love you too.
And it's one message. Get easier if my hands are on the scope. Then bye. Then love you.
Oh. I'm tearing up a little because I don't know when the next time I'm going to see them is.
Yeah. And yeah. Tiara, you walk into the coffee shop and you don't see Archie in the immediate, like, front and center, but you saw him walk in. Then you spot him back in the little conference room at the back. The door is cracked open. And you can, like, see through the little glass window beside the door.
Okay, yeah, she'll, I guess, go in.
This is your scene. Take it away, you two.
Yeah, so she'll just go in and shut the door, but not sit down, kind of like lean up against it.
So you want to explain the change of plans, or?
Oh, well, you know, gotta watch your back out here in these streets. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not safe.
Oh, that's rich, I guess, coming from you.
I mean, hey, who says my life is safe?
Well, considering I trusted you for, what, the last 24, 48 hours, and now you're just, what, here to fucking hold my parents' safety over my head?
I've been the same person the whole time you knowed me. I mean...
You did a
But,
damn good job at hiding it.
I did tell you I was a performer.
Yeah! Not a fucking spy!
You make your chits by stealing. I make mine by doing what I'm told.
Don't necessarily make them by stealing. I have to help Gil. I have to do my part to help my parents. I'm not doing this for an ulterior motive. I'm doing this to get by.
I mean, I have to do what I have to do too. I have a job that is given to me. I have always had a job given to me.
Well, then I guess we're one and the same then, aren't we? Funny
Aren't
that you're
we,
gonna throw
though?
me under the fucking bus. But you just get to skate on by.
Well, I promise I don't get to skate on by. But you should get home and check on your parents.
Oh, I know. I got your message. Loud and clear. What, you want me to go back
Honestly,
to my house so I
Archie-
can get fucking got?
No, I want you to go back to your house, get your parents, take your chits, and go away and never be seen again.
Can I roll an insight check?
You can.
Alright. 18. Okay, so that's just an 18.
Yeah, and I'm not being rolling deception because I'm not being deceptive.
Okay.
So yeah, Chip, if you're talking, you're muted.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion then, Tiara.
Yeah, I can do that. Persuasion, that's only a +6, so 17 plus 6. What is that? 23?
You two can adjudicate between
Right.
yourselves how that works. It just
Okay.
needed to come from both sides.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Tiara, you can set me up however
Listen.
you want, but the fact of the matter is, they already have my parents. My mom's already talking to Consortium.
Yeah, listen. I'm for once in a conversation with us, I'm gonna level with you here. I don't have parents. I've been with the consortium since I was a kid. My parents, we were dirt poor and they couldn't take care of me, so I'm at the consortium. Originally, when I first contacted you, I had thought I'll use these parents as leverage. And then when I was resting and planning, I got to thinking, like, I don't have parents, and you have something that in this day and age is rare, and you seem like a good kid and just got mixed up in the wrong shit. I would rather take my lumps from you getting away than drag you into the bigger picture of the situation. So believe me if you want or don't, but I say get your money and get your parents and just disappear.
How much time do you think I have to get back and to get them and leave? I need you to be so real with me right now.
I don't know, because the consortium doesn't want you. The consortium wants, I think she said Lil was her name. She didn't say Lillian. The consortium wants Lil and Rory. You are just caught in the crossfire.
Oh, no, you're right. They did ask for Rory.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's why I contacted Archie in the first place. The consortium doesn't want you. You are collateral damage. MSG, collateral damage. The big ticket here is Rory and Lil. So you may have some time. But according to the tracker, Mark got on a train, so I assume the others are with him?
I couldn't tell you where the others are.
Well, you need to get as far away from them as possible. Yes, the consortium paid a visit to your parents, but your parents are fine. They're at home.
All right. At this moment, I'm going to either need all three of you to make a luck roll, or I can make 3.
No, I'd rather my luck be in my hands. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'd rather have Julia's
We will
luck.
start with Hooli.
Just a flat D20. I got 14.
Flat D20.
Yeah, 14.
14. All right. We'll go down to Gabby.
18.
18. Maggie.
5.
Okay.
It was coming to me eventually. Can't win them all.
Okay. Yeah. That will have consequences down the line.
Okay.
You can continue your conversation.
If you are fucking with me, and if they have my parents, and they're doing, if there's even a fucking scratch on either my mom or my dad, you're gonna have to pay for this. I'm gonna make sure of it.
I've been paying my whole life, Archie. I'm not too concerned. I mean, you're lucky you still have parents. So, as far as I know, your parents were fine. They just met up with them.
Okay. Against my better judgment,
And
I'm gonna believe you for now.
I also think you should know to stay away from your little friend, because he's a confidential informant for the consortium. One of the boys from the bust.
Tiara, go ahead and give me a lore check.
Yeah. I know that the boss told me. I've got a 0 to lore, so I got 16.
Was that with advantage?
No, I didn't roll advantage. I just rolled flat.
I said go ahead and make it with advantage. I must have been not loud enough.
Yeah. The 16 is the 16 is still, that's the higher, the 2.
You remember that you realized Tony knew you were going to be there before your boss did.
Yeah.
This was not a consortium
So,
operation you did. This was an operation that you weren't supposed to be a part of.
Yeah, I was just going to tell Archie that.
But Tony was expecting you.
Yeah, so
Maybe not a
I've been working with
your
the
boss was
consortium.
real interested.
I've been there a long time, and this initial mission, the one I went on with you guys, wasn't my actual consortium mission. Somebody had switched my dead drop. So my boss, I really wasn't supposed to be there, but your friend Tony, he knew I was going to be there before I knew I was going to be there. So I'm just telling you, the web that we weave is bigger than the tree branches we live in.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Well, I'm just telling you how they had the Sid android and all of that. Like, something isn't right, because whoever swapped my dead drop knew I was going to be the one to pick up a drop. Lillian is highly desired by the consortium and has told us she works for the syndicate. She knows a lot, so it's bigger than just accidental wires crossed. There's more going on here. And my boss did say he's got a contact in that circle of people that is informing on people. They're the ones that even told him about the chits in the first place. So I don't know who it is. I'm just saying, you seem like a good kid. Out of all of us, you should really save your parents and get the hell away from all of this.
Aurora, your update back from Lil is, I saw her walk into the shop. I've got a beat on the door.
And if you're wrong about all of this, if your informant's giving you bad information to feed to me, what then?
I mean, I wasn't even supposed to contact you. I was supposed to grab the blue skin and get out of there. That was it. Had nothing to do with you. I didn't even have to tell you I knew your parents were being questioned or any of that. Aurora and Lillian were my are my
still
current
just Rory.
Aurora, I mean.
Yeah, Archie, you're maybe not offered a way home free, but a way out. You know that as far as you know, the only consortium person aware of where you stash the credits is Tiara. And she's saying you still have time to go and grab them and get your parents and get the hell out. And, in a very familiar way, you just walked an unfamiliar city. Same.
Yeah.
It has its patterns. You just don't know them yet, but you could see them. First time in the streets, you were 4 minutes late, just like first time you left campus.
But doing all this means that I leave.
Mark's
everyone
getting you
else
protection now.
frustrated. Yeah. Alright. Archie's gonna get up and start, walking out.
Okay.
And he's gonna turn to her. And he's gonna be like, he's just gonna say, I hope for your sake you're right. And just walk out.
And I hope for your sake I am too.
All right, Archie, you walk out alone. Begin to head down the street. You know the group is waiting on a message from you to Lillian that you're safe, and a message from Lillian to everyone else that you're safe. You also know you now have a very an invisible way to tell Aurora you're safe, so she could tell Lillian.
No, I'm gonna directly tell Lillian that I'm safe.
Okay, you pull out the phone, text Lillian you're safe.
Yeah. And
and you, within seconds, get Becca still on the door. Find a place to meet.
I'm gonna tell her to meet me back up at that alley that we kind of split from everyone else in the party at.
Heard. Tiara. Aurora, you get a text from Lillian. Archie's just left on his own. Says everything's good. Is going to meet me shortly. We'll be able to grab MSG while we're there.
I'm gonna text Archie and say, glad to hear you're at least safe.
Are you doing the arm text?
I'm not doing the arm text because I gotta be real careful with those. I'm on the train too.
No, you don't. Archie just needs to make a DC 10 insight to understand your arm texts. The free one. You have the at will, and then you have the actual telepathy conversation.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. Maybe you can explain
I have to make an insight check to
understand your
you're
message.
Saying
no, what I'm saying
text.
is I thought we could only do it 3 times a day.
No, that you have an at will for the one that requires a check, and then 3 times a day you two get to just talk for a minute. No stop.
Okay. So yeah, at will, I'm gonna say, glad to hear you're safe. Hope to talk soon. Let me know if you need anything. I'm gonna try and check in on your parents as well. And
right.
Tony.
Cool. Archie, give me that insight.
That's an 8.
On an 8, you get everything except and Tony.
Oh, I knew that was gonna be it. I knew you were gonna do that.
well, them's the breaks.
And it just, honestly, it feels like something that, instead of, the message ending early, it's more of a, Aurora paused, not knowing what they were going to say next.
Yeah. I kind of just shrug that off and be like, oh, she's probably,
Okay.
distracted.
Okay. Tiara. You're alone in the back conference room at the coffee shop.
I'm gonna do the same thing before I leave. I'm gonna wait quite a bit of time and then just use my tracker droid to watch around, make sure nobody comes up before I leave.
You're hopping into it? Visually?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception with advantage.
Yep. I got a 17 at advantage.
Okay. You do not see anybody that. You don't see anybody watching the door or anything.
Yeah, so she'll probably wait an hour or so and then leave.
Okay. As you leave, I need you to make me an athletics check.
I wish I could give guidance to Lillian through the phone, but it just doesn't work that way.
I got dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Lillian snaps out and tries to grab you from a seat by the entrance to the coffee shop and does not get a hold of you as you push the door open. Stop. saw what you said in there. Come with us. It'll be so much easier for you. I left the consortium. You can leave them too, okay? Look, you don't have to do things like this anymore. Things that make you think it's okay to threaten people who aren't even involved's life. You can help people. You're talented. We'd really use someone like you. Making sure that people don't have to sell their kids like you were saying. And you realize from where Lillian was sitting, she has line of sight through that little side window to the conference room that I described.
Mm-hmm.
You are not within her grasp. You're free to move.
Can I insight to see if she's like lying to me
No, go for it.
about this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. 21.
21. Lillian
Yeah.
rolled
Not.
an 18 persuasion to convince you of her honesty. A inverse of exactly what happened with you and RG earlier. I'll let you decide what you believe there. But I will tell you, above table, Lillian means what she's saying here. It's up to you whether Yek believes it.
If you're telling the truth, send me a place to meet and we'll meet up later. I'm being tracked.
Alright, God damn it. Alright, here's my number. You text me from a safe phone. And she gives you the number to her new burner.
And I'm gonna immediately try to leave and stealth out into people.
She lets you walk out just as you begin to hear the other people within the cafe begin to whisper, "Isn't that the one from the video earlier?" And she was there. And you both rush out, heading in different directions. Where are you heading?
Back to the safe house I was given, because that's the only place I really know.
Okay, beautiful. You head back to the Entertainers Club. Lillian heads off, and we're going to close with one last scene with Dr. Archie Edric. As you make your way down the streets, you're looking for a safe place to meet up, or you're heading back to the alley.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, give me a perception check.
That's an 11.
11? 11's plenty.
Cool.
As you see every screen advertisement along this central block where Parliament and the Protectorate Force are, flash up with a still of the 5 of you with Lillian, from a phone video taken just after the explosion. None of your faces are distinguishable, but your forms and outfits are.
Wasn't I invisible during that? I wasn't sure.
You're right, my bad.
Okay.
4 of you.
Woo!
No, Lillian wasn't there either. She was taking stairs. 3 of you. You, Tiara, and Mark. And then it's you and Tiara circled in red, wanted for questioning in connection to terrorist activity. The bombing of Vine and Ivy.
Okay.
And you begin to see street hawkers with their paper upload, their news uploads. Hey! Come and get it! Fresh off the keyboard, and it's and it's a like sensationalist newspaper that can be uploaded to the brain to be perceived automatically.
Yeah.
And you see the still of that image on the front of it. And you see it's been zoomed in as far as it can on each of the three present to show the faces. Who are the mystery bombers of Vine and Ivy? There are no details. You can't make out your face. Even this far zoomed in, it's mostly just like a blob of flesh, especially with the dust that was
it's
kicked
like
up.
a blur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a blur of dust and flesh. Do you buy an upload?
I'm just
You
walking.
keep moving?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Alright, cool. That's a 14.
13 or 14?
14.
14. Wonderful. You see police officers heading your way, and you are able to duck down a side street, make your way around, change, and bypass them. That was your failed luck check. The cops were looking for you.
Oh, great.
Or you were going to run into cops looking for you.
Okay. Groovy.
And you make your way back to the alley,
Yeah.
where you are left waiting for quite some time, as Lillian has to wait over an hour for Tiara to try to leave.
Yeah.
And and you see a hooded figure walking back into the alley about an hour and a half later, and that's where we're going to close the session. Thank y'all for joining me. I've been your GM Chipper. With me tonight, as sometimes, I have Hooli playing Yahuda, Gabby playing Aurora Rory Avard, and Maggie playing Dr. Archie Edric. Come catch us tomorrow. Do you have Chronicles of Aurelia tomorrow night, Hooli?
Yes.
Okay. Come catch us tomorrow night for Chronicles of Aurelia, Monday night for Delirium, Thursday night for The Redeeming Corruption, our Tales of the Yawning Portal campaign, and not next Friday, but the one after, for more Concentricity. Thank y'all for hanging out with us for 3 hours now. Bye-bye. I almost left the studio.